Hello and welcome to Speaking Football. My name's Tommy Hay and I'm joined here in Madrid by my colleague Rubén Palomero for episode number 114 of this series. Thank you to everyone out there joining us today from wherever you are in the world. Now, there are lots of interesting things to talk about in today's show. In a few minutes, Rubén and I will be learning what it means when we say to have someone in your pocket, tener alguien en tu bolsillo, literally in Spanish. Then we'll go on to talk about what's been happening in the world of football with our weekly press review. So we'll be looking back at some of the things that have been happening in recent weeks and in recent days. And then Rubén will be testing my knowledge of Spanish football expressions from different countries, and I'll be doing the same with him with English expressions. So lots to look forward to, lots to learn. First though, it's time to reveal the identity of last week's mystery player. Okay, Rubén, you can kick us off with clue number one.
Clue number one, he played in Spain, England, France, and India.
Very good. Jugó en España, Inglaterra, Francia y la India. It's interesting that you say la India in
Nosotros
Spanish.
decimos en español la India.
The India. No, we would never say the India. We always just say India. And how do you say Indian? You would say indio, ¿no?
Sí, bueno, a ver, hay una diferencia porque también se utiliza como indio, digamos, el nativo de América del Norte.
Yes. Yeah, we used to say that, but it's not very politically correct anymore. So we would say like indigenous population, like indígena, indigenous population or native population. Normally we would say Indian is a little bit antiquated.
Sí, a ver, aquí en España técnicamente no tiene un cariz negativo. De hecho, la película de Indios y Vaqueros era un clásico, algo que la gente veía habitualmente y se llamaban indios porque cuando se descubre América se pensaban que estaban en la India.
Exactly, yeah.
Entonces se empezó a llamar así, pero técnicamente aquí no tiene ese carácter peyorativo.
Yeah, that's it. No, it didn't used to, but it's one of these things that with time we've just changed a little bit. But yeah, we used to say cowboys and Indians, vaqueros y indios. Very good. Okay, so he played in Spain, England, France, and India. Clue number two, his nickname was D'Artagnan because he physically resembles the character from The Three Musketeers. Which is it's absolutely incredible. Even the beard that he has, the facial hair that he has, he really looks like D'Artagnan. And he's French, which is another extra clue for you. So his nickname is D'Artagnan. Clue number three, Rubén.
He won the World Cup and the Euros.
Very good. He won the World Cup and the Euros. Excellent. So campeón del mundo y de Europa. So he won the World Cup and the Euros. Clue number four. In Spain, he played for Villarreal. En España, jugó en el Villarreal. He played for Villarreal. Remember, you play for a team in English, to play for a team. And clue number five.
He is from France, but his mother is Asturian.
Very good. Asturian. So it's the same in English. Asturiano or Asturiana is Asturian. You can also say from Asturias, like de Asturias. So his mother is Asturian Spanish. And his father, I believe, is Portuguese. So it's a very interesting mix. I think at home, I don't know what language he spoke at home. I know he speaks fluent Spanish. His Spanish is perfect. I've never seen him speaking Portuguese, but I imagine he probably speaks some of his father was Portuguese as well. So one of these very lucky people who speaks multiple languages from birth. I think there's a player who's famous in England and in Spain for his time playing for Arsenal and Villarreal. Who was our mystery player, Rubén?
Our mystery player was Robert Pires.
Very good. Yes, exactly. Robert Pires. One of my favourite players when I was growing up. He was in that fantastic Arsenal team with Thierry Henry, Sylvain Wiltord, Dennis Bergkamp. Just a fantastic football team, great to watch. And Pires was a very exciting player to watch, very creative and just very fun to watch. Just a really good player. And at Villarreal, he was good as well. He had a successful time at Villarreal. So a very popular football player, Robert Pires. Did we have many winners this week, Rubén?
Well, a lot of them. La gente tenía ganas. La gente tenía ganas de programa. Han acertado, por ejemplo, CPP, ya sabes, Daniel Martín Castillo, un clásico. Sebastián, que nos dice, must be Robert Pires, great memories of him playing for Los Invencibles.
Los Invencibles, The Invincibles in English.
Invincibles. De hecho, Víctor Alés García nos dice, First class Frenchman Robert D'Artagnan Pires. I remember him with the Arsenal Invincibles team. Great quality, excellent skill, a master dribble, and a great winger. He was a unique player in his style and one of a king. Go Gunners.
Very good. So a master dribbler was what we would say, like regateador is what we would say. A master dribbler. Fantastic. Very good.
Jordi Nordic también acertó. Jo Cántaro, Javier Montero. Bruno Martín comparte un famoso GIF en el que hace como que lanza la pelota a los aficionados del Tottenham, que pone, it was against Tottenham, away with the crazy fan. I think he was a little bit scared, but I think it was funny. Ahora es expulsión eso. Andrés Lai también lo acertó Koeman, lo acertó Casio, lo acertó Abel de Dios, por supuesto, y lo acertó también Esfandiari.
Very good. So a very long list of correct answers. They're absolutely fantastic and very good comments too. So it just shows you a lot of people have very good memories of Pires. I remember that moment against Tottenham. That was when the derby, I think that the Arsenal versus Tottenham derby in the past was more... It was a bit more violent almost than it is nowadays. It's a bit more friendly nowadays, and you had moments like that of real tension. Robert Pires, I remember hearing about him that he was a little bit temperamental. Do you know what I mean when I say temperamental?
Sí, temperamental.
Temperamental, exactly. So he was temperamental, not in the sense that he would get angry, but in the sense that his emotions could change at any moment. So, for example, if imagine he did something wrong and he was criticized by one of the players or one of the managers, his performance, his rendimiento, bajaba. His performance dropped in the game if people shouted at him, if people were negative with him. So Arsene Wenger didn't criticize Pires, and a lot of his teammates stopped criticizing him because they knew that if they criticized him, his performance would drop and they wouldn't see the best of him. So very, very complicated person, but a really creative player and just very, very fun to watch. So I think that's why he's so popular. Everybody likes creative football players, I think. So yeah, very, very good. Well, congratulations to everybody who took part and got the correct answer. Now, we're going to kick off today's program with a classic English football expression used by commentators and managers and players and everybody. And that means that it's time for this week's cliche of the day. Okay, so today's cliche of the day involves I would say, fashion vocabulary, indumentario, fashion vocabulary or clothing vocabulary, because the expression is to have someone in your pocket. Now, what is a pocket?
Pocket es el bolsillo.
El bolsillo, exactly. Do you say dinero de bolsillo?
No, dinero de bolsillo no.
No, it's interesting. In English we say dinero de bolsillo. Do you know what I mean when I say pocket money in English?
Pero cuando te refieres, por ejemplo, a tener monedas o...
No. Dinero de bolsillo in English, pocket money, is the money that your parents give you when you're a little boy or a little girl. Before you have a job, when you're 7 or 8 or 9 years old, and maybe your grandmother gives you 10 euros or something, or for your birthday, or your mum and dad give you 2 or 3 euros to buy sweets at the shop. Okay, that's pocket money. I don't know if you have a real expression for that in Spanish.
Nosotros decimos, cuando te dan dinero y eres pequeño, darte la paga. Si es algo regular, que te pagan tus padres todas las semanas, te dan la paga. Puedes decir, en Navidades podrías decir pedir el aguinaldo.
El aguinaldo.
El aguinaldo, que es que te den algo, que suelen ser monedas o algún dulce. Y cuando te dan el dinero, pues tú vas con... No, pero no tenemos algo específico para decir que es... No, que son pequeñas cantidades.
No, so I would probably say, like la paga. It's probably similar. It's probably more similar to that, to have pocket money. So it's the money that you have when you're a child, okay? Nothing to do with the expression from today, to have someone in your pocket or to be in someone's pocket. A little bit complicated, but it's an expression that I heard a lot this week after the Bayern Munich against Barcelona game. So I'm going to read some tweets for you, and we're going to see if we can figure out, or adivinar, guess the meaning of to have someone in your pocket or to be in someone's pocket. So here's the first tweet. Lewandowski has been in Upamecano's pocket since the first minute. Okay, so lleva todo el partido en el bolsillo de Upamecano. Okay, interesting. Tweet number 2. Luca Hernandez has kept Lewandowski in his pocket all game. So ha guardado a Lewandowski en su bolsillo, is what we say literally. He's kept, past tense of keep, he's kept Lewandowski in his pocket all game. What a performance. How would we translate that? What a performance.
¿Qué actuación?
Qué actuación, yeah. You would say actuación instead of rendimiento. Rendimiento
Sí, como
is
rendimiento.
more constant, but I think actuación is better.
De hecho, performance es una de las palabras más repetidas en las ruedas de prensa de cualquier entrenador de la Premier.
Yeah.
Yo he hecho mucho seguimiento y he hecho traducción de muchas y performance is very common.
Yes, exactly. They always talk about the performance. It was a good performance. It was a bad performance. It was a disappointing performance. Actuación or rendimiento, we would say. So that's another one. And the last tweet is, this is funny, this one. Still waiting for Lewandowski to come out of Upamecano's pocket. Okay, so sigo esperando. I don't know how you would translate that, Rubén.
Sí, bueno, diría que todavía estamos esperando que Lewandowski aparezca del bolsillo de Upamecano.
Okay.
Vengo a entender que estar en el bolsillo es algo así como que te tiene controlado, ¿no?
Very good. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So if you have someone in your pocket, is that you tienes a alguien controlado.
Sí, en español algo parecido.
And if you're in someone's pocket, it's que te tienen controlado.
Yeah. Es decir, por ejemplo, tú puedes decir que tengo a alguien en el bolsillo, significa que hace lo que yo quiero.
Very interesting.
Parecido,
okay. Yeah, it's interesting. So we wouldn't normally use that outside of football. In English, you could say that somebody is under somebody's thumb. Thumb is pulgar.
Sí.
So to be under the thumb of somebody is to be, exactly.
Yeah.
To be controlled by somebody. In fact, there's a very famous song by the Rolling Stones. Any fans of the Rolling Stones that are listening will know that they have a very famous song called Under My Thumb. And he's talking about how it's a very nice song, actually. He's talking about how he controls
pero por ejemplo, en fútbol no podrías decir, si imaginemos que el partido del Bayern contra el Barcelona y que Upamecano controla a Lewandowski, no se entendería que dijeras Upamecano tiene a Lewandowski en el bolsillo. No se entendería. Porque en español lo que significa es que, digamos, puedes controlar sus movimientos. No que, o sea, en el sentido de que hace lo que tú quieres. Pero no se entiende en este concepto. En español no tendría sentido. Pero es muy similar el significado, ¿eh?
Yeah, it's very close, and you can guess it, but it's maybe not exactly the same. So what would you say? Like, for example, Upamecano ¿le tiene controlado? Something like that?
Sí, Upamecano lo tiene controlado. Podrías decir muchas cosas. Podrías decir le ha secado.
Le ha secado. He's dried him.
Sí, le ha secado.
He's dried him. Very good. To dry a player, we would never say that. Yeah, le ha secado. I like that. Well, we would say he has him in his pocket, or if it was a female game, a women's game, you would say she has her, in her pocket. You would repeat that.
But I don't agree, because I watched the match and Lewandowski could score 3 goals.
This is Twitter, they're not professional.
Yeah.
But I think that was the feeling, la sensación, the feeling that people had after the game was that was the case. But I don't think it was the case, particularly in the first half. Lewandowski had some very good chances to score. So I thought he was I think that's very overly critical of Lewandowski's performance. I thought he actually had an okay game. It wasn't a fantastic game. But the defenders, Upamecano and Lucas Hernandez, obviously had a good game, and Hernandez scored too. So, yeah. But it just shows you how people react after because the result at the end of the day es lo más importante, is the most important thing. In fact, there was a newspaper in Panama, I like this title, La pólvora de Lewandowski se mojó la noche menos oportuna. So, la pólvora, like gunpowder, you would say, gunpowder. So, like, literally, the gunpowder of Lewandowski, or Lewandowski's gunpowder, got wet, se mojó, and the least convenient night is literally what it translates as. So basically, Lewandowski had a bad performance at the least convenient moment. Yeah, el momento menos oportuno. you would say. But I like that, la pólvora de Lewandowski, Lewandowski's gunpowder.
Sí. Bueno, en español pólvora mojada significa que no ha funcionado bien, que la pólvora mojada normalmente no funciona. Pues exactamente.
Exactly,
si se te moja la pólvora no funciona.
Exactly, yeah. You can say to, I don't know, you could say, just it went bad for him, or you can sometimes say, it went bad for him at the worst possible moment, we would say. So just shows you the importance of the result. If you think about the game, Barcelona's loss, Barcelona's defeat to Bayern Munich, what did you think of the game in general? Was it like a good game for Barcelona in some ways, or was it all negative?
In my opinion, Barcelona was a competitive team. And that's very important, because the last 3 years it wasn't being a competitive team when he was playing against a big team. And this occasion he had the possibility to win, and that's very important. Obviously the result is not good, but the feeling is good.
It's good,
and
exactly.
I think it's important, the feeling, because obviously you can lose a match, but if you are improving, if you are having good feelings, the results will come.
Will come, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Remember, when you're talking about a team, you have to use the plural, the third person plural. So they have good feelings. Yeah, they have positive feelings about the game. They won the match. They played well, because estamos hablando de los jugadores. So it's always in plural. We're talking about the players. So yeah, I think so. I think if you compare it to recent games against Bayern Munich, it's been it's another good football cliche: men against boys. Do you know what I mean when I say that?
Sí,
men against boys.
Hombres contra niños.
Yeah, it's been a team of. It looks like a team playing at a completely different level. So they were at least competitive the other day.
Yeah,
that's a big difference.
In my opinion, Barcelona is improving the quality of the team, and one of the most important things he has now.
They have
now, and nobody's talking about it. Is they are stronger than they were.
Yeah.
The difference in the defense, for example, this year is very different, because you are playing with Araujo, Koundé.
Yeah,
you have a Christensen, and now you have a Marcos Alonso in the left side. It's very important, because Barcelona for a lot of years he's been playing with very small players, and they thought that's the way to win. But don't remember, in those years, they were playing Keita, Toure Yaya, they were playing Rafa Marquez, they were playing a very, very, very not only people with a lot of personality, but also very strong people.
Yeah, exactly.
And for example, Dest. Oh, be careful, Dest. You have to steal the ball, and you have to be strong, and you have to jump, and you have to crash with the other players. Yeah. And that's important too, because that's football. For example, Real Madrid has that very clear. Yes. Very, very, very strong team this year.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, and they have this is the thing: strong players with a little bit of experience. I think Serginho Dest, when he started, was 18 years old or 19 years old, so he's very young. So if you look at the right back position now, Bellerin is playing in the right back position. Bellerin has a lot of experience. I think he's 28 years old. I think he's the same age as me, and he's had so many years playing for Arsenal in the Premier League every week, but that makes a difference as well. 10 years of difference makes a big.
But I am not sure. Yeah. I am not sure if Bellerin is going to play the big matches.
No,
they are going to play Araujo, Koundé, maybe in the right side.
Exactly, but just the fact that he's there and he's the substitute, he's suplente, he's a substitute, and he's still somebody with a lot of experience, so they have more strength in the team, I think, in general. So and Alonso, you say, Marcos Alonso, another player with lots of experience, won the Champions League and things like that. So yeah, I think they've made some very big changes, and of course Lewandowski gives him a little bit more of a threat, amenaza, more of a threat up top, up front, in the attacking sense. So yeah, it's an interesting time for Barcelona fans. Again, we said this last week. I still have no idea where the money is coming from for these people, but that's maybe a topic for another day. Very good. Well, we're going to move on to our next section of the show, which is one that is always very fun in this program, which is the Play on Words game. Okay, now play on words, remember, is juego de palabras. And this is when I give Rubén some expressions in English and he has to, that word again, adivinar. How do we say adivinar?
Guess.
Guess, very
Or
good.
find out.
Or find out, very good. Not to be confused with guest, which is invitado. So it's not guest, it's guess. He has to guess the meaning of the word. And I have to do the same in Spanish.
Can you guess who is the guest?
Very good. Can you guess who is the guest? Why not? That's a good way to remember it. Exactly. So I'm not guessing the guest. I'm guessing the football expression today. So Rubén, I'll let you go first. Give me an expression in Spanish, and I'm going to try to guess it in.
Okay. My expression in Spanish is the word obús.
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 In a match, you can hear to the commentator or the narrator saying, "Eso es un menudo bus." What a bus! Well, autobús, I am saying in Spanish the word, but you can say something like menudo bus.
Menudo bus, okay.
Yeah, obús is the word, and it's very common to hear to it if you are listening to a match.
A commentator, very good. So it's very common to hear it, not to hear it. Escucharlo.
To hear it.
Yeah, exactly. And you escuchar alguien, we would just say to hear someone. So or somebody. So
don't forget the two. Okay.
Forget the two, exactly. You hear the commentator say this often. Obús.
Obús.
And you say menudo obús. So it's something that happens in a game.
Algo que ha pasado y alguien dice menudo obús. Menudo obús tiene unas características un tanto especiales, ¿eh? Que parece fácil al principio, pero hay un detalle importante en medio. Te traigo una pista.
Ok, que me
he dicho, mira, he cogido un titular de prensa de esta semana en el que se utiliza la palabra. Es decir, para que veas, es muy común. En un periódico se dice, tremendo obús. Y ahora te voy a decir el qué. El golazo del húngaro Szoboszlai.
Right, okay. So,
¿has visto el gol de Szoboszlai?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah,
no se puede contigo, tío. O sea,
no,
lo he visto todo.
I saw it, yeah. I saw it on Twitter. That's the thing about Twitter. You see football from all across the world. So yeah, I did see this goal. But this was what I was thinking, because obús, it's a military expression.
Yeah.
It's like a type of bomb or you probably say a shell.
Bueno, el obús, como característica, es una pieza de artillería y es un proyectil que, a diferencia de una bala sólida, contiene en su interior explosivo u otro tipo de relleno.
Yeah, exactly. It's like we say a shell. A shell is what we say. So it's not a bullet, it's a shell, is what we would say. And yes, like a mortar, for example, has they use shells. Do you say mortero?
Sí, mortero.
Mortero, yeah. A mortero would use shells, is what we would say. So, pardon me. So I'm thinking like shell, and I saw that goal. So if anything involving military expressions, usually like explosive. So an explosive goal, like just a powerful goal, a powerful strike, I would say, for obús. Correct?
Yeah, but hay una característica importante.
Yeah.
¿Vale? Hazme la definición otra vez, que te voy a preguntar sobre ello.
Okay, right. So
¿Qué es un obús?
I would say it's a powerful strike. A powerful strike.
Sí, muy bien.
Yeah.
Pero técnicamente tiene que entrar por una parte de la portería.
Ah, okay.
Sí.
Now I'm trying to remember the goal that I saw. What part of the goal it went into?
Pues vamos a separar la portería en dos partes.
Yeah.
Es un tiro que entra de mitad para arriba o de mitad para abajo.
It would be mitad para arriba, so it would be from down to up.
Exactamente. Sí,
yeah, correcto. So it's it's going up. It's an upwards movement. Okay.
Si es un tiro raso, por muy fuerte que vaya, no se diría obús. Generalmente el tiro va por alto y a medida que va acercándose a la portería va descendiendo.
Right, okay.
No se diría obús si es un tiro raso.
Yeah, exactly. So you wouldn't say it, for example, I don't know, Marco van Basten's goal against the USSR in 1988. That wasn't an obús. It was a powerful strike, but it went up and down instead of down and up. So yeah, it would be a powerful strike. We would probably say a rocket, actually, to score a rocket. Yeah, cohete is what we would say for obús. So he scored a rocket in the game. Fantastic. Very good.
Very good, Tommy. 1 point for you.
Very good. Well, thank you. Now we have to go for a break in just a second, but I'm going to give you my expression in English for you to guess it in Spanish, okay? I don't know whether to start with the easy one or the difficult one. Let's start with the difficult one, I think. And it is cerdito, piggy, piggy in the middle. Piggy in the middle. So Piggy in the middle. Any idea, Rubén?
Could be.
Okay, piggy in the middle. Now, yeah, middle like medio. So piggy in the middle. That's my first expression for the game, the play on words game today. We're going to go for a quick break now. If you think you know, think harder because it's very, very complicated. And don't Google it. Don't cheat. Really, really think about this. What could piggy in the middle mean exactly? Fantastic. Okay, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be back in a few minutes. See you soon. Okay, we are back with Speaking Football and we're back with our play on words game where Rubén is trying to guess the significado, the meaning of the expression piggy in the middle.
Piggy in the middle. Piggy es la forma de decir cerdito. Esto es muy común con muchos animales, ¿no?
Yeah, piggy, horsey.
Lo típico que si eres un niño y tienes un peluche de un caballo le llamas horsey y si es de un pato le llamas ducky, ¿no?
Ducky or doggy, like a little doggy.
Piggy in the middle. In the middle es en el medio. So we are going to performance the situation.
Perform the situation.
You have a little pig in the middle of something.
Exactly.
Yeah, that is expression for adult or for kids?
For both. I would say for both. Yeah, to be the piggy in the middle is something that we can say, and I can tell you the definition using another animal expression, which is like to be the black sheep, la oveja negra.
La oveja negra. La oveja negra en español es alguien que es un poco repudiado, rechazado por el resto de la gente.
La oveja negra de la familia, for example, the black sheep of the family. So you can say that the black sheep or the odd one out. Have you heard that expression? To be the odd one out. It's like ser el raro. El rarito.
Te voy a dar yo una expresión en español que puede ser, y creo que es, lo mismo que pig in the middle.
Okay.
Nosotros en español, con los niños sobre todo, dicen pato mareado.
Pato mareado.
Would you like to know what a pato mareado is?
A dizzy duck?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what is a dizzy duck in Spanish?
A dizzy duck in Spanish is when you are in a training and you are touching the ball between 3, 4, 5. There are 1 or 2 that are in the middle of the circle and they have to try to get the ball. And could be something similar, not with in Spanish with ducks, in England with piggies, but I think could be the same. Yes. Cuando you are doing a rondo, en un rondo, pig in the middle es el que está en el centro y pato mareado es el que está en el centro.
Fantastic as well. So that's it. Exactly. It's the same thing, but just a different animal in each language. So in English, we say piggy in the middle for pato mareado. And it's something I've done my entire life playing football. When I was like 5 years old, when I started to play football, we always played piggy in the middle. And I still play football now. And we, like in the warm-up before the game, we play piggy in the middle. It's just something that we do. So it's a very good game and it's good for warming up. But yeah, it's funny. Dizzy duck, you say, pato mareado.
Sí, pato mareado. Jugar un pato mareado era, venga, hacemos pato mareado. Y el que se ponía en el medio le mareaban porque la pelota iba de un lado para otro.
That's it. Yeah, piggy in the middle. So it's like bicho raro, basically, is what we call it, piggy in the middle. And it's the idea is that you don't want to be the piggy in the middle. So you have to try and get the ball as fast as possible. And then somebody else, another player, will be the piggy in the middle. Very good. Okay. And my second Spanish expression, Rubén?
Yeah, the second expression is from Argentina, tierra de mate y tango. And we are going to discover a word called cebollita. ¿Qué es cebollita when you're talking about football?
Cebollita. So cebolla,
Little onion.
And a little onion. I know that Maradona, his nickname was the, or was it not the team he played in? It was him and his friends, I think, were called Los Cebollitas.
Los Cebollitas, viene de ahí.
I don't know why. I don't know why they were called Los Cebollitas. And yeah, I don't know
los
if you can give me a
Cebollitas,
clue.
en la década de los años 60 y los 70, había un equipo infantil que deslumbró en Argentina, que se llamaban Los Cebollitas. Aquel grupo de niños pues, jugaba en las categorías inferiores de Argentinos Juniors y eran juniors, prácticamente invencibles. O sea, encadenaron 136 partidos consecutivos sin conocer la derrota.
Wow.
De hecho, luego, más adelante, se hizo también una serie de televisión que se emitió entre el 97 y el 98, ¿vale? A las 5 en el canal Telefe, con casi 500 episodios. Entonces, hay dos referencias ya para situar eso, pero tú en una retransmisión deportiva puedes escuchar la palabra. ¿A qué se refieren cuando dice un comentador la palabra cebollita?
Right, okay. So, God, that's difficult. So, the only thing I really know is that team, Los Cebollitas, and I remember hearing about it because Argentinos Juniors, Maradona would be the most famous player ever.
Yeah.
And yeah, that team was really, really good, and that's where he came through. The categories inferiores would be like the youth team. I would probably say the youth team, like the Cantera. He came through the youth team there. Cebollitas. I don't know. Could you give me like a sentence in Argentina, for example? Pues, imagine the commentator says this.
Se podría decir, es un cebollita. Está hablando sobre el partido, el jugador tal es un cebollita. X. Es que te digo el resto, te lo he dicho.
He's a little onion. He's a little onion.
He's a little onion. He's a little onion. He's a little onion.
But is it anything to do with the character, or is it just like...
No, I can say that. It's not that kind of character.
Es un cebollita. ¿Es Messi a cebollita?
No, eso no lo podrías decir. Podría decir, Messi es un cebollita de... Es que si te lo digo ya te lo he dicho.
but I don't understand how Messi... See, I was thinking it would be like maybe a small player, like Maradona was small, like short, and Messi's short, but I've got no idea. I honestly have no idea.
Es que sí, bueno, te voy a decir la frase, pero te lo voy a decir. Básicamente tú podrías decir que Maradona es cebollita de Argentinos Juniors.
Ah, canterano.
Ah,
okay. So, youth player.
Sí, cuando tú dices que es un cebollita de este equipo, significa que es canterano. Es un jugador de las divisiones inferiores más pequeñas o de los infantiles. Es un jugador, por ejemplo, si tú tienes un hijo y está jugando en la cantera del Rayo Vallecano, pues es un cebollita del Rayo Vallecano.
Right, okay. I had no idea that. And that's only in Argentina. You don't say that in...
Claro, solo se entiende en Argentina. Pero porque hay mucha cultura sobre el equipo de los años 60 y 70 y además la serie de televisión, con lo cual la palabra está muy asentada y un argentino te lo va a entender siempre.
Right, okay. So you could say that, for example, la Quinta del Buitre were
pues
all...
Claro, serán jugadores cebollitas de Real Madrid.
Okay, so they were all cebollitas.
Es que si te decía el equipo ya te lo había dicho.
But it makes sense, honestly, that makes perfect sense because there's this idea that they're growing like an onion or like a vegetable type thing. So yeah, this idea of growing, that makes perfect sense. That's a really good word. Cebollita. It's cebollita. Fantastic. Very, very good. Excellent. Okay. 1-1 and Rubén has a chance to win the game today. I think you've got a very easy one here. Tap in.
To tap in. O sea, to tap in, que es un phrasal verb. Ok. To tap es un grifo, ¿no? T-A-P.
A tap es un grifo.
A tap, o sea, tap es un grifo. Tú puedes decir, por ejemplo, to tap puede ser como hacer tic-tic así, ¿no?
Hacer tic-tic, yeah. The verb with grifo, just so you know, for like encender, would be to turn on the tap.
To turn on the tap.
To turn on the tap, yeah.
Y por ejemplo, cuando taconeas, ¿es to tap?
Cuando taconeas, like a dancer.
Yeah, o cuando haces claqué.
Yeah, like tap dancers. Like tap dancers. Oh god, I'm going back in time here. Maybe some of the listeners don't know who this is.
Okay.
Do you know who Fred Astaire is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ginger Rogers. Huh? And Ginger Rogers, yeah, exactly.
Okay. When I wrote the book, I have two phrasal verbs with tap. One of these is to tap up. To tap up, where you are negotiating with a player without the knowledge of the club.
Yep.
Cuando negocias con un jugador a espaldas del club, se utiliza el verbo to tap up, que me flipa porque no tenemos un verbo nosotros para eso.
No,
tenemos que explicarlo. Tenemos que decir, está negociando a espaldas del equipo.
Is that because that happens in Spain more than in England or Scotland, for example? Is it more common to do that?
I think it's common everywhere right now. Pero es curioso que en inglés hay un phrasal verb para decir que negocias a espaldas del club, que es to tap up.
To tap up, yeah.
But in this case, it's to tap in or a tap in, could be too.
Tap in.
No? To tap in. For example, if I say...
it can be a verb or a noun, if that's what you mean.
Yeah, exactly. I remember what's that. And I think a tap in is when you have a very, very clear chance and you don't score. Lo que diríamos aquí, un gol cantado.
Oh, is that your final answer?
Oh, yeah, I thought it, but you're making me doubt.
You're making me doubt. No, it's not that. No, that would be a sitter. S-I-T-T-E-R.
Yeah, we talked the other day.
To miss a sitter. I think we had that just before the summer. The word to miss a sitter, un gol cantado. A tap in. You were on the right track. You're on the right track. Think of my word last week, which was poacher. Poacher. Remember,
I remember poacher.
Poachers score a lot of tap-ins. Marcan muchos tap-ins.
A poacher score a lot of tap-ins.
Yeah. Haaland, for example.
Because a very easy goal.
Very easy goal. Yep, a very easy goal. Basically, a tap-in is a goal that you score from very, very, very close to the goal. Like maybe 3 meters away, 4 meters away, and it's an easy chance. If you miss a tap-in, that would be like fallar un gol cantado because it's an easy chance.
So but a tapping in the way is a very easy goal. But when you score it,
a very easy goal, but from very close. Like for example, when you score it. Yeah, when you score it.
If you don't score it, you can say it's a tapping.
No, you would say you missed a sitter. He missed a sitter, yeah. But you have to score it. He scored a tap-in, means he scored from the 2 metros. And it was easy. It was an easy finish, an easy goal to score from very close. That's what a tap-in is. I understand, there's a crossover, but to me, if it's un gol cantado, it would be a sitter, is what we would say.
Un gol cantado es un gol que es fácil de hacer. O sea, que no hay que hacer nada.
I suppose maybe in some context you could say that, but
that's why I think when tú es un gol cantado, o sea, esto es un gol cantado, puedes fallar. Normalmente el gol cantado le has fallado.
Yeah, exactly. So, but a tap-in, no. A
tap-in no tiene por qué.
Tap-in normally you score. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Haaland, you wouldn't say. Would you say Haaland marca muchos goles cantados? No, exactly. That's the difference. Okay. Haaland scores a lot of tap-ins. He scores a lot of goals from like 2 meters out and
in Spanish
positioned well.
Yeah, o sea, sería en español podrías decir un gol fácil o un gol fácil.
Un gol fácil. It would probably be that. Yeah, just an easy goal, an easy chance to score a tap-in, and always from close proximity. So these are the matitas. These are the shades, the details that you have to work out because it's not always correct. But to un gol fácil, to score a tap-in. Very good. Okay, 1-1. It was un empate. That's
a draw.
Good.
It's a draw.
We haven't had any winners this year since we started back. So maybe next week Rubén or me will win this game. Very interesting. So quick review, un repaso. Piggy in the middle is pato mareado.
Pato mareado o hacer un rondo en un lenguaje infantil.
Very good, exactly. Yeah, in children's language.
Sí, porque los jugadores del Manchester City imagino que no dice Guardiola, venga, let's do a pig in the middle.
No, sí. Probably a rondo. A rondo they would do. And a tap-in is un gol fácil from close distance, an easy chance. A tap-in, T-A-P, like grifo, and then I-N. And
obús es un golazo, un trayazo, normalmente que va a media alta altura, que sube y que baja, casi siempre.
Exactly.
Tiene que levantarse. Y
So
por
in
otro
English,
lado,
in English we say a rocket, un cohete.
a rocket. Y un cebollita, pues es un jugador de la cantera de los equipos infantiles inferiores de un equipo.
Yeah, a youth player is what we would
Player.
say. For example, Iniesta was a youth player of Barcelona. We would say that. Exactly, a youth player. Jugador de la juventud is what we say in English. So very good. Excellent. Cebollita. I'm going to start using that. It's fantastic. Very, very good. Now, we're going to move on to our next section of today's show, which is our last main section, which is, of course, our press review. So it's time to have a look back at what's been happening in the world of football and things that are going to be happening soon in the world of football. We have an article here about Karim Benzema. Now, Benzema had a little injury against Celtic. Se lesionó. He had an injury, or he got injured against Celtic. And Marca have gone with an interesting subtitle here. Well, first of all, the article is called La duda de Benzema para el derbi. So Benzema's doubt, or Benzema's, you could maybe even say dilemma, el dilema, for the derby. Forzar y jugar ante el Atlético el domingo y con la selección francesa, o esperar 2 semanas más antes de regresar a los terrenos de juego. Okay, this is interesting. Forzar. Now, we would never say force. We would never say force and play against Atlético. Do you know what you would say there?
Nosotros diríamos en español forzar la máquina. En inglés.
Forzar la máquina.
En inglés no lo sé.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this is an incredibly difficult thing to translate, because if I'm a translator here, I have to make it very, very clear what I'm talking about. So forzar, you say forzar la máquina, which is to literally to force the machine.
Force the machine.
Again, we wouldn't say that.
Sounds good.
Yeah. When do you forzar la máquina? Give me an example of a place or an activity in which
Por ejemplo, forzar la máquina. Yo creo que en una actividad normal, no fuera del fútbol, viene de, oye, tengo un tren de carbón, hay que forzar la máquina. Se decía, forzar la máquina, se le echaba mucho carbón para que avanzara más. Yo creo que puede venir por ahí.
Okay, I like that.
Y forzar la máquina en algo es hacer un sobreesfuerzo para conseguir un resultado.
Exactly. Now we're getting somewhere. Now we're getting closer. Hacer un sobreesfuerzo, you would say. So to make too big an effort. Yeah. So I would say to overdo it. To overdo it. Literally, sobrehacerlo is what we say in English. Okay, it doesn't make sense in Spanish. But to overdo it, that would be forzar la máquina. Over, like encima, o por encima. And do, like hacer. Okay, so to overdo it. But I would have to say something like to risk overdoing it, like correr el riesgo de forzar la máquina is what I would have to say in English, because we have to make it clear. So risk overdoing it, I would say. Does Benzema risk overdoing it and play against Atletico on Sunday? Or should he wait 2 weeks in order to come back to the field, we would say, los terrenos de juego, the pitch, the field. So yeah, this is a dilemma that Benzema has. And it says, en ese estado se encuentran Karim Benzema, cuerpo técnico y los servicios médicos del Madrid. Cuerpo técnico, what do we say in English?
Staff.
Staff, very good. Exactly. Fantastic. Yeah, the staff. You can say technical staff if you want. We do not say technical body. It is the cuerpo is body, that's true. But we would say that the staff. And servicios médicos, you could probably just say medical staff as well. The medical staff, exactly. So it's this dilemma. Should he play this game or should he wait? Do you think he should risk overdoing it, or should he rest, descansar?
No. He has to rest, because he's the only striker, confidable striker that Real Madrid has. Reliable striker. And I think it's not necessary. They have won the first 8 matches in this year. It's not necessary.
No, exactly. But a derby, it's very important to the fans and things like that. So
you have to think.
You never know. I think you're correct. I think he should rest.
I think he's not going to do it.
No, I don't think so either. Debería descansar. He should rest, in my opinion. Very good. Second article, I like this one because it's got very good vocabulary. To praise. Now, what does to praise mean?
Rezar.
That's what that's the trampa. That's the trap.
No.
That would be to pray.
It's not a prayer. Pray.
that would be to pray.
Damage, Bon Jovi.
Living on a prayer.
Me ha hecho confundirte.
That's it. Bon Jovi is the one to blame here. No, to praise somebody is alabar. Praise in the sustantivo, the noun would be like halago. So Klopp praises Liverpool's bravery. Bravery, valor.
Sí, la bravura.
Yeah, I like that, bravura.
Yeah, you can say bravura.
That's it. Very good. So how would you say it? Klopp praises Liverpool's bravery?
Pues que Klopp alaba la bravura del Liverpool, pero...
But he warns that beating Ajax
pero aconseja morder al Ajax solamente al principio.
Morder, no, beating, ganar.
Ganar, joder.
Not biting.
Es verdad. Sí, ganar al Ajax solo ganar al Ajax solo ha sido el primer paso.
Very good, exactly. Yeah, so alaba la bravura de su equipo, pero avisa, he warns.
Sí, avisa que ganar al Ajax que solo ha sido el primer paso.
Very good.
There is a lot of steps to do.
That's it, yeah, to make. A lot of steps to make. Exactly. Or take, you can say take a step as well. So there's a lot of steps to make or a lot of steps to take in this. Nobody gets carried away tonight. To get carried away. I don't know, would you say dejarse llevar?
Dejarse llevar.
Dejarse llevar, okay. So to get carried away is when you lose concentration of reality. You don't really, you lose, your perspective of reality, to get carried away. Or you lose control of something, of your thoughts, to get carried away. So Klopp says nobody gets carried away tonight. This is obviously a reference to the fact that Liverpool have been on a mala racha, a bad run, and they won against Ajax in a very, very good game. They won 2-1 in that game, and they were very, very good and very brave and much better than what they have been. But Klopp, although he praised them, okay, he alabó, he praised them in his game. After the game, he says solo es el primer paso. It's only the first step. That's a very good one. And he says, let's not get carried away. Very good. How would you translate that into Spanish? No nos...
Sí, que nadie se tiene que dejar llevar por esta noche, dijo el mister.
Very good, exactly.
El mister,
El mister, the manager. The manager.
No digáis mister en inglés, tengo que decirlo todo.
No, I think it's a false translation from when the first English managers that came over, and they used to say Mr. Smith, for example.
Yeah, I say Mr.
El Mister, yeah, exactly. Very good. This is a very topical one, and it's yeah, I wasn't even sure whether to talk about this, but obviously it's been a very big week in the United Kingdom with the death of the Queen. And Marca, I think it was Marca. Yeah, Marca have gone with this title, La afición de Liverpool está en el punto de mira. So everybody's looking at the Liverpool fans, the Liverpool support, por el minuto de silencio, for the minute silence. Now, in Spain, do we have minute silence? Or you have a different tradition?
Decimos minuto de silencio también.
But you have a different tradition in Spain, don't you? You play music normally.
Yeah? You play music? No.
Like a violin.
Se guarda un minuto de silencio y se supone que tienes que estar callado.
Tienes que estar callado. You have to be quiet. But they, like, quite often they play music over it. I remember. Yeah.
Si ponen música, tiene que ser música así un poco triste, si es una cosa como esta.
Exactly. It's very somber. Yeah, sombría, very, very, very somber music, very sad music. But that's something that they do in Spain, in England, and in Scotland. And normally it's a minute of total silence or a minute of applause. So you clap for whoever it is. So it's interesting that this is more culture than anything. But Liverpool have a history of being very critical with la casta, the establishment. In England, they tend to not really be very in favor of it. And I like this expression. In the FA Cup final, en el partido ante el Chelsea, in the game against Chelsea, la hinchada red, it says here, respondió con una sonora pitada al himno nacional. So pitar. Now, what does pitar mean?
I'll say to boo. But to boo es abuchear.
It's abuchear, exactly. So pitar, I would probably say to whistle.
To whistle, you can say.
Like silbar, exactly. They booed and they whistled when the national anthem was playing, because it's very, very strange. It's probably, I think it's the only team in England that do that. And they were very worried that this would happen. I actually I didn't really notice too much at Liverpool. The one that was very bad was Celtic the other day, which was on, I think that was on, it was on Wednesday. In their game against Shakhtar Donetsk, they actually didn't do a minute silence because they knew that the Celtic fans were going to interrupt the minute silence for the thing. So for the Queen. So very, very strange, but that's culture. You should read a lot about that, about the history of Liverpool to understand why they're like that. We don't have enough time to explain it today, but it's a very interesting fan culture, and they have a long history of fighting with what they see as la casta politica, the political establishment of the country. And it goes back to the 1980s and before. So you should read about that online if you have the chance. Very, very good. And the last thing, I have to talk about this just before we finish because it's one of the craziest things that's happened this season. It involves the verb to be subbed on or to be put on. Do you know what we mean?
It's like to be substitute.
To be a substitute, but entrar como...
O sea, entrar en el minuto, to be subbed on.
Would you say entrar como suplente?
Sí.
Yeah, okay. So to be subbed on, we would say. To be subbed on. Sub like the short for substitute, suplente. And to be subbed on is entrar como suplente. Mm-hmm. And to be subbed off is to be quitado, to be taken off.
To take off.
That's it. So to be subbed on. So somebody... has noticed, or a lot of people have noticed, that Antoine Griezmann has had a very interesting season so far for Atletico Madrid. He was subbed on in the 62nd minute against Getafe. He was subbed on in the 62nd minute against Villarreal. He was subbed on in the 64th minute against Valencia, a game I was at. He was subbed on in the 63rd minute against Real Sociedad, and he was subbed on in the 61st minute against Porto. What is happening with Griezmann? Why is he being subbed on at the same time every match?
Yeah, because the contract. Because if he play more than that, Atletico Madrid has to pay for it 40 million.
40 million, exactly. So if he plays too many minutes, demasiados minutos, if he plays too many minutes, Atletico have to pay money to...
Yeah, you have to, he has to buy it.
They have to buy him.
Yeah, Atletico Madrid have to buy it.
Very good. And buy it or buy him? I wouldn't say it.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not sure right now. Like the way he's been treated, But yeah,
buy him. Yeah, so we have to use the object pronoun, so that they have to buy him if he plays too many minutes. It's an absolutely crazy situation because he's a very important signing.
Especially because Griezmann is playing well.
He's playing well, but he's not playing much. But yeah, this is absolutely crazy. I need to investigate investigate more about the details of this. But it's an absolutely crazy situation. 62nd minute, 62nd, 64th, 63rd, 61st, and to be subbed on. But that's a good phrasal verb that we can teach you. To be subbed on would be entrar como suplente. Mm-hmm. Very, very interesting. Now, we really don't have too much time left, so very quickly, just in the last few minutes, we're going to give you the clues for next week's mystery player. Okay, clue number 1, Rubén.
He played in Spain, England, France, Italy, and Holland.
Very good. Jugó en España, Inglaterra, Francia, Italia, y Holanda, or Países Bajos, as you should say. The Netherlands, probably, you should say. So Spain, England, France, Italy, and the Netherlands. His nickname was La Pantera, the Panther, is what we say. Like the Pink Panther, no? La Pantera Rosa.
La Pantera Rosa.
This guy wasn't the Pink Panther, though. That was a different actor. His nickname was the Panther. This guy was a football player. Clue number 3, Rubén.
He is in the top 5 youngest player to score in a Champions League final.
Very good. I think he's the youngest, actually.
I don't think so. I think Mbappé scored.
Did he score?
Yeah.
No, but I think he's young. No, but I think this guy's younger.
Yeah, he's the youngest.
I'm pretty sure it's the youngest player ever. Yeah, because I looked it up the other day. Mbappé is like young, and Vinicius is quite young. Vinicius is number 5, and this guy, I believe.
Is the first one.
Is the first one.
Wow.
I believe so. Yeah, that's it. He's also in the top 5 goal scorers in the history of his country's national team. So top 5 máximos goleadores de su selección. In the top 5 goal scorers in the history of his country's national team. And the last clue, Rubén?
One of his sons plays in Spain.
Very good. One of his sons plays in Spain. He has another son that's a professional, but I can't remember where he plays. He plays in another country. I can't remember. But yeah, one of his sons plays in Spain for quite a big club, I would say as well. So yeah, quite famous. Now, if you think you know the answer, remember, you write to us on Twitter at speak_football_, and you let us know who you think the mystery player is. Remember, you can listen to all of our programs on ebooks.com, and we can download the show as a podcast and listen to it whenever you like, in the car, in the shower, at work, wherever you want to, you can listen to it as a podcast. If you're listening to us on the radio, stick around with us here for some more great English learning content. Thanks for joining us as always, and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.